Hey guys, Video Fletcher, and we are looking at the game, the indie game, should I say, Storm. The camera in the corner is taken from my live stream. All the footage is from the live stream, so if you see me talking and I'm not actually talking with the picture, that is why. I like to play through my games on stream, so if you would like to check them out, that's twitch.tv/GGZII. I play League and StarCraft and stuff. So the game is basically a puzzler. You can see you go through each sort of zone in, I shouldn't say zone, I should say season. So you know, summer, winter, autumn. Spirit mode is where you have to sort of, there's time constraints and certain constraints on how you can do the puzzle. Free mode is just time attack. You can see I've played 12 out of 49 levels. So there is in fact, I think, yeah, there's 49 levels and basically 1/4 of the way it took me an hour. So you get about 4 to 5 hours gameplay and it's £6. So it's pretty good value, and there are different modes: time attack, sort of constraints, and just regular play through it at your own pace. So the game is like an elemental puzzle, so you have to control the weather. So you start off with the seed here at the tree. You can see at the top, now below the circle is how many charges you have of that ability. So you can see I have one charge of the wind, so I blow it from the seed into the soil. The idea is you make the trees grow, pollinate the area, etc. It seems quite a simple puzzle at the beginning. Oh, I've just got to do this, but there are some special things like there. You have to keep the charges going. I had 2 charges, so you have to use momentum. So there's momentum type puzzles in this. It's also really relaxing. It has got a really nice soundtrack, although I will say it gets a bit repetitive. There's only really one sound, and although it's nice and relaxing, it does get a bit boring after a while. It would be nice if there was a little bit more variety. Maybe that changes in the seasons, I'm not too sure, as I've only completed summer. Spring, should I say. Puzzles do get more difficult. You have to combine elements, so I've got the wind and the water here, and it makes bubbles. And also the actual game has physics, so the water will roll down the hill and create a bigger splash than it would do if I put the water at the top level, as you can see here, me trial and erroring. So although it's a very casual, easy, simple puzzler, it doesn't have too many time attack modes, like you've got to do this move perfectly. It's more of a logic based game. Like you can see you've got to figure out when you've got to move the bubbles across to get it to the next patch of soil. But the whole game's pretty relaxing. And again, I am the little cursor thing with the particles, that is what you move. I am playing on PC with an Xbox controller, and you can use keyboard and mouse. It does have those functions and they work perfectly well. But yeah, you can see I'm trying to figure out how you do it. So you put the water at the top and it rolls down. That then trickles over and creates a bubble. You then use the wind. So the basic way to look at the levels is how many charges you have. So I have 2 charges of water, so it's going to be more about the water than the actual wind. So you 2 charges of water and then you blow it across, and it goes in. And you move on to the next level. The levels get more and more difficult pretty quickly. It was actually surprising. It started off really simple and I was kind of like, oh, it's just a simple puzzler. But there's a lot more to it. You can see here that I have the wind and lightning now, so you unlock more as you go along, and it was pretty confusing as to see how can I make it get over that jump. But you can see there, after I read the hints, I figured out that the ball I was using couldn't float, so I had to use the lightning to make it jump. So reading the hints definitely does help, although it's kind of cheating, I guess, but it's there to help you if you get a bit stuck. So something that's really cool is some levels have like red herrings. So you can see here, I'm trying to get the ball to float up through the gap and push it through this left hand side here. However, I really didn't need to do any of this. All of this was just a red herring. This is nothing to do with the puzzle, which is where a bit of logic comes into it, because if you actually look, there is no soil on this side of the map. I actually have to get it up there. So I spent like 20 minutes trying to get it through that sort of cave thing with the bubbles, when really all I needed to do was to go back to the beginning where I started, zap it into the bubbles and use the water to get up there, and very simply you manage to do it. So it's very simple, but it's kind of complicated because you have to mix 3 elements at once sometimes. So it's quite fun, it's really relaxing. You get about 5 hours gameplay, 4 to 5 hours gameplay for £6, so I thought it was pretty fun. And there are certain difficult levels where there is a time trial and a sort of skill to it. You can see here the purple bits, the ball will disappear, or the seed, should I say, will disappear. If you touch that, so you've got to sort of figure out what you've got to do. So you've got to get it rolling in the water, because you only have one charge, then use the lightning to block off this bit here. And you can go on and continue to do the level at your own pace. After about an hour, I got a bit bored of it, I'm not going to lie. But I don't know if you can, I don't know how people play puzzlers, but I don't think many people would play for like 5 hours straight. So, about an hour at a time. I thought it was just a decent game. I wouldn't say it's going to win any awards. It's a fairly simple puzzle, but it's relaxing. It's got a good soundtrack, like most puzzlers have to have nowadays. But it was a bit different, and it was something nice just to relax to. So if you're looking to pick it up, there are 42 levels, time trials and such. Obviously I'm taking my time because I'm pretty bad, but yeah, so you can see here I'm trying to get it up to that. So you've got to figure out how to do it. So you have to bring the water up from way higher, so the splash is higher. So there is a bit of skill to it. I just thought it was enjoyable and something completely different. So if you want to check them out, sometimes I play these games live. If there's any games you would like me to try, then let me know. It's twitch.tv/GGZ, that's GGZII. My Twitter, Video Fletcher, and I'll tweet when I go live so you know when I'm streaming. So yeah, I think it was £6 on Steam. This level was taken, you see there how the seed rose up really high because I used 3 charges from above. This level was really difficult, but eventually I did it. And I didn't want to spoil any of the winter gameplay or anything like that. I'm not too sure if you get new elements or anything, maybe you do, but there is definitely stuff there to keep you entertained. So that was Storm. Drop a comment and a like and follow me on Twitch, etc. Then you get to see me play live.